Have you ever wondered why some people rise to greatness while others remain stuck in the same place for years? What is it that separates the truly successful from those who spend their lives chasing success but never quite reach it? Most people believe that success is about talent, luck, or working harder than everyone else. But if that were true, the hardest workers would always be the richest, the most talented would always be at the top, and luck would be the only thing determining who wins and who loses. But reality tells a different story. The real difference between those who succeed and those who don't isn't just intelligence or hard work. It's something much deeper, much more powerful. Something that can't be seen but controls everything. Two forces shape success more than anything else: patience and silence. These are the invisible energies that separate the extraordinary from the ordinary. The ability to wait without losing faith. The discipline to move in silence without seeking validation. This is what builds unshakable power. Most people don't understand this. They chase speed. They crave attention. They want their efforts to be recognized immediately, their results to come overnight. And because of this, they fail. But those who master patience and silence move differently. They don't rush. They don't announce their every move. They work quietly without distraction and let their success speak for itself. And by the end of this video, you'll understand why patience and silence are the ultimate tools for creating unstoppable success. Stay until the end and you'll learn how to use these energies to gain power, control, and a level of success most people will never reach. The world has conditioned people to believe that success should be fast. Everything around promotes speed, quick results, instant gratification, overnight success stories. People scroll through social media seeing highlight reels of others achieving great things, and they start to believe that if success doesn't come immediately, it won't come at all. This illusion is dangerous. It makes people impatient. It makes them quit too soon. When results don't come fast enough, doubt creeps in, and frustration takes over. Most people give up, not because they lack talent or potential, but because they refuse to wait. But look at the ones who truly make it, the ones who build something legendary. They understand a fundamental truth. Real success doesn't happen in the spotlight. It happens in the unseen hours, in the moments when no one is watching. The greatest minds, the wealthiest individuals, the most powerful leaders, none of them rushed. They didn't demand immediate rewards. Instead, they played the long game. They understood that real power comes to those who can wait while they work. Society celebrates the final results, but ignores the years of silence behind them. The years when no one believed, when progress was invisible, when patience was the only option. This is the part of success no one talks about. And this is where most people fail, not because they aren't capable, but because they don't trust the process. They want to be seen winning before they've earned it. They want the prize before they've built the foundation. But true power, true success, it belongs to those who can keep going even when nothing seems to be happening. The world rewards those who understand time, the ones who see patience not as suffering but as preparation, the ones who understand that silence isn't emptiness, it's power building beneath the surface. Impatience is the enemy of greatness. It forces people into shortcuts, rushing into decisions, chasing results without building the foundation. But what happens when a foundation is weak? It collapses. That's why so many people rise quickly, only to fall just as fast. True strength comes from patience. It's the ability to keep working without seeing immediate results. It's the discipline to keep pushing when nothing seems to be happening. Because something is happening. Growth doesn't always show itself immediately. Just like a seed buried in the soil, the real progress is happening underground, long before anyone sees the first signs of success. And while patience is the ability to wait with faith, silence is the ability to move without noise. People waste their energy talking about their goals instead of achieving them. Every time they announce their plans, they invite unnecessary opinions, doubts, and distractions. Words create expectations, and expectations create pressure. And pressure destroys focus. But those who move in silence, they conserve their energy. They protect their vision. They don't seek validation because they know success is built in private long before it's seen in public. The strongest people don't need to be loud. They don't need to prove anything with words. Their results speak for them. Their work is their voice. Think about the most powerful figures in history. They didn't waste time explaining their moves. They didn't announce their every step. They built in silence, and by the time the world noticed, it was too late to stop them. Most people don't have the patience to wait or the discipline to stay quiet. They seek approval before they've earned success. They talk about plans they never execute. And that's why they stay stuck. But the rare few, the ones who understand patience and silence, they become unshakable. While the world is distracted, they are building. While others chase quick success, they are planting seeds that will grow into something unstoppable. If you can master these two forces, you will hold a power that most people will never understand, a power that makes you unbreakable, untouchable, and ultimately unforgettable. The desire for instant success is an illusion. The strongest people in the world understand that greatness isn't built in a day, a week, or even a year. It's built through years of relentless effort, quiet discipline, and an unshakable belief in the process. The mind craves quick rewards. It's wired to seek immediate gratification because in ancient times, survival depended on it. But today, this same instinct is what destroys most dreams. People quit too soon because their brains tell them if success isn't happening fast, it will never happen. But this is a lie. Studies show that those who can delay gratification, who can resist the temptation of immediate rewards, achieve far greater success in life. They train their minds to wait, to endure, to trust the long-term process. This is what separates the successful from the unsuccessful. Those who master patience don't feel threatened by slow progress. They understand that real growth is invisible at first. Just like a tree takes years to grow its roots before it rises above the ground, success works the same way. You must be willing to grow in silence before the world ever sees your strength. And while patience builds resilience, silence protects power. Words have energy. The more you talk about your plans, the more you give away the energy needed to achieve them. Every time you share your vision, you invite doubt, resistance, and unnecessary pressure. Silence, on the other hand, keeps you focused. It eliminates distractions. It forces you to rely on actions rather than words. The most powerful individuals move in silence, allowing their success to be the only announcement the world ever needs. Think of the people who seem untouchable, the ones who always seem one step ahead. They are not the ones constantly talking about their dreams. They are the ones working in the background while everyone else is busy seeking attention. They are the ones who surprise the world with their success because no one saw it coming. History is filled with examples of those who mastered patience and silence. Warren Buffett built his fortune by investing with extreme patience, ignoring the noise of the market. Elon Musk worked in silence for years before anyone believed in his vision. Bruce Lee trained in private, proving his mastery through action, not words. Most people fail not because they lack intelligence or talent, but because they let impatience and unnecessary talk destroy their potential. They want fast results and external validation, so they waste time looking for shortcuts and approval. But true success? It doesn't need permission. It doesn't need recognition before it happens. It only needs patience and discipline. Impatience leads to desperation. Desperation leads to bad decisions, and bad decisions lead to failure. But patience creates clarity. It keeps you grounded, allowing you to make powerful moves at the right time. And silence? It builds mystery. It makes people wonder what you're up to. It protects your focus from outside opinions. It keeps your energy intact so that when you strike with full force. People who talk too much weaken their own power. They spread their energy thin, allowing others to influence their path. But those who stay quiet, they are underestimated. They are overlooked. And that gives them the greatest advantage of all, the element of surprise. The greatest forces of nature operate with patience and silence. A tree does not rush to grow. A river does not announce when it will carve through rock. The strongest movements happen over time, without noise, without warning, and then, suddenly, they are unstoppable. If you want to build something legendary, embrace this truth. Move in silence. Trust the process. Be patient enough to play the long game. The world is filled with people who rush, who seek attention, who demand instant rewards. They move loudly, seeking validation, and that's why they fail. Because real success, it belongs to those who understand that time and discipline are the ultimate weapons. And when you master patience and silence, you become something rare, something powerful, something undeniable. Because in the end, success is not about who speaks the loudest or who moves the fastest. It's about who can wait, work, and win while the rest of the world watches in disbelief. The strongest minds are not the ones who rush. They are not the ones who seek attention. They are the ones who understand that the real game is played in the shadows. Most people don't realize that every great achievement starts in complete silence. When an idea is born, no one sees it. When a dream is planted, no one believes in it. And that's where the test begins. Will you keep going when no one is watching? Will you stay committed when there's no applause, no validation, no visible progress? This is where most people fail. Not because they lack potential, but because they lack patience. They want results now. They want recognition immediately. And because of that, they abandon the process before it has a chance to pay off. The world moves fast, but success does not. Success is built in the moments when no one is looking, in the hours spent alone, in the sacrifices made when there's no immediate reward. The people who master this truth become unstoppable. They don't rush. They don't chase approval. They don't need to be seen. They move with discipline. They trust the unseen work. They understand that every effort, every hour, every silent move is building something far greater than what the impatient mind can comprehend. And while patience is the ability to endure, silence is the ability to protect. People weaken their own power by talking too much. They share their plans before they execute. They look for validation before they've proven themselves. But those who remain silent, they are dangerous. They are focused. They do not need approval because they already know they will win. Powerful people don't explain themselves. They don't waste words convincing others. They operate in silence, making moves that no one sees coming, and by the time they reveal their success, it's too late for the doubters, the critics, and the skeptics. There is a reason why the most powerful people in history spoke little, but achieved much. They didn't announce their next move. They didn't seek applause before they had results. They worked in the shadows, in the quiet hours, where discipline is tested and true power is built. Think about nature. The most powerful forces are not loud. A seed doesn't make noise as it grows. A storm doesn't announce its arrival. A lion doesn't need to declare it's the king. It just is. That's the mindset of those who master patience and silence. They don't rush success. They don't beg for recognition. They build, they grow, and when the time is right, they dominate. Most people never reach their full potential because they waste time proving themselves before they've built anything worth proving. They announce their plans, seeking validation when they should be focused on execution. They rush into action, looking for quick results when they should be planting deep roots. But the ones who move in silence, they conserve their energy, they direct their focus, they let their work be their voice. And when they finally step into the light, they are undeniable. Success is not about being seen. It's about becoming so powerful that you cannot be ignored. The greatest mistake people make is believing that progress should be visible, that if they don't see immediate results, they must be failing. But this is a lie. Think about a tree. Before it ever breaks through the ground, it spends months, even years growing roots. Roots that no one can see. Roots that will anchor it so deeply that when it finally rises, it will not be shaken. Success works the same way. The silent work, the unnoticed hours, the unseen discipline, this is what builds something that lasts. But most people won't wait. They won't trust the process. They want results now, and when they don't get them, they quit. They abandon their dreams before they've even begun to grow. This is why patience and silence are the most powerful weapons you can have. Patience keeps you moving when there's no immediate reward. Silence keeps you focused when the world is trying to distract you. When you combine the two, you become untouchable. No one knows your next move. No one can influence your path. You work in the shadows, and when the time comes, you emerge with something so strong, so undeniable that no one can stop you. Most people are predictable. They talk too much, they move too fast, they reveal their weaknesses before they've built their strengths, and because of that, they fail. But the ones who move differently, the ones who stay patient, the ones who work in silence, they are the ones who create history. They are the ones who build empires. They are the ones who succeed while the rest of the world watches in disbelief. So the question is, are you willing to wait? Are you willing to work when no one sees, when no one believes, when no one claps? Because if you are, you hold the greatest power of all. The power that makes you unshakable, untouchable, and unstoppable. Move in silence. Stay patient. And when the time is right, the world will know your name. But by then it won't matter, because you won't need their approval anymore. Most people never understand the power of patience and silence because they are trapped in a cycle of urgency and noise. They rush into decisions. They chase instant rewards. They speak before thinking, and they move before planning. But the greatest achievements in history were never rushed. They were never loud. They were the result of discipline, endurance, and the ability to resist the temptation of immediate gratification. A weak mind cannot wait. It panics when results don't appear quickly. It craves external validation. It looks around for approval instead of looking inward for strength. And that's why weak minds never reach great heights. The strongest individuals have mastered the art of waiting. They know that success is not a straight path. It is filled with setbacks, obstacles, and long periods of silence, and they embrace it. They don't get discouraged when progress is invisible because they know that real success grows in the dark before it shines in the light. Most people want results before they are ready for them. They want the reward before they have built the strength to maintain it. This is why quick success often leads to quick failure. If you are not prepared for what you seek, it will destroy you. Patience builds character. It forces you to develop the discipline needed to handle what you are working for. Every moment of waiting, every test of endurance is shaping you into the person who can sustain success when it finally arrives. And while patience builds your foundation, silence protects it. People lose their power by speaking too soon, by revealing too much, by sharing their vision with those who don't understand it. Every time you speak about your plans, you give away energy that should be used to execute, not explain. Silence is a weapon. It confuses those who doubt you. It keeps your enemies blind to your progress. It allows you to build without interference. When you move in silence, no one knows your next step. No one can sabotage your success. Think about the most legendary figures in history. They did not waste words. They did not announce their every move. They built in secret. They worked while others talked, and when they finally revealed their power, it was too late for anyone to stop them. A lion doesn't roar before it attacks. A warrior doesn't reveal his strategy before the battle. The most powerful forces in the world move without warning, and when they strike, they dominate. The mistake most people make is that they let their excitement control them. They share their goals with everyone. They post their progress too soon. They invite opinions, distractions, and doubt, and before they even begin, they are already defeated. You don't need to prove yourself with words. Let your results speak. Let your success be the announcement. Let your victories be the only response to the doubts and criticisms you once faced. The more you talk, the more you expose yourself. The more you wait, the stronger you become. Success is not about how fast you can achieve it. It's about how strong you can build it. And anything that is built too fast will collapse just as quickly. Most people quit because they do not see progress fast enough. But what they don't realize is that their greatest breakthroughs are just beyond their patience limit. They give up when success is right around the corner. Those who succeed are not always the most talented or the smartest. They are simply the ones who never quit. They are the ones who kept pushing when nothing seemed to be happening. They are the ones who trusted the process when others gave up. And while the world was busy chasing quick success, they were quietly building something that could never be taken away. The most dangerous person in the world is the one who has mastered patience and silence. They are unshakable. They are unpredictable. They are untouchable. Because when you cannot be rushed, And when you cannot be read, you become something that the world cannot control. You become the master of your own destiny. So move differently, speak less, wait longer, work harder, and when the time comes, let your success make the noise for you. Most people don't fail because they lack intelligence, talent, or opportunity. They fail because they lack patience and discipline. They give up too soon. They get distracted too easily. They want success now instead of letting it grow naturally. But anything that grows too fast is weak. A tree that shoots up overnight has shallow roots. A foundation that is rushed will crumble under pressure. True power, real success, and lasting greatness, they take time. And this is where most people lose. They don't trust the process. They don't believe that the work they're putting in day after day in silence is building something unbreakable. They start questioning themselves. Why isn't it happening yet? Why am I not seeing results? And that's when they quit. But those who truly understand patience know that every second of effort, every moment of struggle, every quiet hour spent working, it all counts. Even when the world sees nothing, something is happening. Growth is happening. Strength is being built. The foundation is getting stronger. The greatest mistake people make is thinking that silence means nothing is happening, that just because success isn't visible, it isn't real. But think about the strongest forces in the world, fire, water, wind. They don't need to announce themselves. They move silently, and when they strike, they change everything. Most people don't have the discipline to wait in the dark. They want the spotlight before they've earned it. They want recognition before they've done the work. But what they don't realize is that the longer they wait, the stronger they become. The more silent they remain, the more powerful their next move will be. Because success is not about showing off. It's not about proving anything to anyone. It's about building something unshakable. It's about becoming something unstoppable. And the ones who rush, the ones who speak too soon, the ones who can't sit still long enough for their own greatness to form, they never make it. There's a reason the most powerful warriors don't reveal their plans. There's a reason the strongest minds don't waste words. They know that power isn't in talking, it's in doing. It's in waiting for the right moment to strike. A lion doesn't roar before the hunt. A storm doesn't send warnings before it destroys everything in its path. The most dangerous forces move in silence, and when they finally reveal themselves, it's already too late. This is the mindset that separates the great from the average, the winners from the quitters, the ones who succeed from the ones who always fall short. Most people will never understand this. They will keep chasing instant results. They will keep talking about their plans instead of executing them. They will keep rushing, seeking validation, exposing themselves to opinions that don't matter. And that's why they will fail. But the ones who stay quiet, the ones who trust the process, the ones who refuse to quit, even when nothing seems to be happening, they are the ones who will rise. They are the ones who will own the game. Because the world isn't built for those who rush. It isn't built for those who talk. It's built for those who wait, work, and win in silence. So don't announce your moves. Don't explain yourself. Don't look for approval. Just keep going, keep building, keep working, while the rest of the world watches, confused, wondering what you're up to. And when the time is right, they'll know. Because by then, it won't matter who doubted you. It won't matter who didn't believe. By then, the results will speak for themselves. Most people live their entire lives trapped in a cycle of impatience and noise. They rush through their days seeking quick rewards, desperate for validation. They want results immediately, attention instantly, and success without struggle. But what they don't realize is that everything of true value takes time. The strongest minds are not the ones who rush. They are not the ones who speak the loudest. They are the ones who understand the power of waiting, the power of silence, the power of building when no one is watching. Every great success story begins in the shadows. Every empire was built before the world even knew it existed. Every legend was once just an unknown individual working tirelessly, unseen, unheard, until one day their greatness could no longer be ignored. But here's where most people fail. They can't handle the silence. They panic when progress isn't immediate. They give up when results don't come fast enough. And because of that, they never build anything that lasts. A seed doesn't sprout the moment it is planted. It spends weeks, months, even years developing roots beneath the surface, roots that no one can see, roots that will determine how strong and tall it will become. But most people lack the patience to grow their roots. They abandon their efforts before they've built a solid foundation. They want the rewards without the effort. They want to be seen before they have built something worth seeing. That is why they fail. Because success isn't about being noticed, it's about becoming unshakable. When you move in silence, you are in control. No one knows your next step. No one can interfere. No one can plant doubt in your mind because they don't even know what you're working on. Most people talk too much. They reveal their goals before they've taken the first step. They seek approval from people who don't even believe in themselves. They weaken their own power by exposing their plans to the wrong audience. But those who understand true power know better. They don't explain. They don't announce. They don't waste time seeking validation. They work. They build. They prepare. And when the time is right, they emerge unstoppable. The world respects results, not intentions. It doesn't care about what you plan to do. It only reacts to what you have done. That is why patience and silence are the most dangerous weapons you can have. Patience keeps you moving when no one believes in you. Silence protects your vision from distractions. When you combine the two, you become unpredictable. You become untouchable. Most people are too easy to read. They complain when things get hard. They seek sympathy when they struggle. They look for approval when they should be looking for discipline. But those who move differently, they trust the process. They understand that the world does not reward the impatient. It does not reward the loud. It rewards the ones who stay focused, stay disciplined, and refuse to quit. There is a reason why the most successful people speak less. There is a reason why the strongest minds are always the quietest in the room. Because power is not in words. Power is in action. Power is in waiting when others are panicking. Power is in moving silently while the world is distracted. A lion doesn't roar before it strikes. It waits, it watches, it prepares. And when the time is right, it moves with such precision, such force, that its prey never even sees it coming. This is how success works. The ones who succeed are not always the most talented. They are simply the ones who refuse to be distracted. They are the ones who worked when no one was looking. They are the ones who believed in themselves when no one else did. And when they finally stepped forward, the world had no choice but to pay attention. That is the power of patience and silence. But the question is, can you handle it? Can you keep going when there's no applause? Can you stay disciplined when there's no immediate reward? Can you trust the process even when the results are invisible? Because if you can, then you are already stronger than 99% of people. And if you keep going, if you keep building in silence, if you keep moving with patience, there will come a day when the world will not be able to ignore you anymore. But by then, it won't even matter, because by then, you will have already won.